top of the top, man. Top of the TO. What is the business, man? Happy Friday to all my good people. Shout out Low Dog. Shout out my dog Tay. Was the Philly. Which Henny. Steve was good. Steve, go. How you say that name? Go. Steve, go shoot. That's a hard name. It sound like a rapper. Steve, go shoot. I got my good iced tea. My good herbal tea. This is day number 3 of no alcohol for me. You know what? This might have been the best decision I made in a long time. No cap. Shout out to everybody that pulled up to the kick last night. We broke a record last night. We had 3,700 live viewers in the kick, not the YouTube. But shout out to everybody that pulled up to the YouTube podcast too, with me and my brother Glass, man. That was the most views. We went the first 4 podcasts. We had like 300 views. That one has 2,000 so far. Smash them likes if y'all can. Shout out to everybody that's on the Twitch, everybody that's on the kick. Give me a minute to just give me a couple minutes. Man, shout out to the Snow Gang, man. Drop them snowflakes in the chat. We about to we gotta talk about Chris Brown and Lil Wayne and Marshmello. The feds onto them. We gotta talk about Druski versus Myron and Fresh and Fit. And we gotta talk about TikTok. Last night when we went viral, we went trending on Kick. I don't even think you was, but I think that shit was crazy. That was crazy. That was crazy. And we went up like 200 or 150 followers. It was on the front page. Okay, but shout out to Kick. That's why I be trying to and Twitch too. Shout out to Twitch. Even though I don't think we did what's doing. I gotta get a separate device so I can look at Twitch at the same time because there's so many multi-screening, so it'd be kind of hard to like pay attention to everything. That's why I put all my chats in one. Um, let's see, 12:42. Happy Friday though. Yeah, you missed it, bro. But you can look back on from my iPhone when I scream, you can see like the whole thing. That shit was legendary. I ain't gonna lie. I couldn't believe it. But that's what it's about when you grind it. And then the podcast last night, we went from getting 300 views. We didn't already hit 2,000 views on Me and Glass podcast last night. So that was like a double home run last night, if that's even a thing in baseball. I was gonna stay up. I'm off for like 3 hours of sleep, no cap. But I don't even feel tired, because I won't fucked up or nothing, so I ain't sluggish. I feel good. You know what I mean? I appreciate everybody. It's a blessing. Y'all see the work happening. You see the work I put in, so y'all know it's no cap. If I can do that shit, I mean, real shit. Smash the mics. We about to get into it though, man. We're gonna start with Lil Wayne, Chris Brown. Hey man, can y'all hear me good? Happy Friday, happy Friday. Uh, so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna start with this news report, and then I'm gonna actually read a thorough article. It's not super duper long, but it seems like Lil Wayne, that is, Chris Breezy, and Marshmello, the DJ Marshmello. Um, they feds probably they getting investigated. Okay, at least let's just look at it, and then I'm gonna read the article that actually came out before, you know, the first thing. And it's man, and that's what I was saying, yo. I'm glad I ain't do that PPP shit. You feel me? Loco, what's the deal? What's the deal? That's the PPP and the SBA, my nigga. Like, salute, top of it. Y'all smash them likes when y'all come in. Happy Friday to everybody. Good morning, good afternoon to those on the East Coast, and whatever. Even if it's night, wherever if you cross seas. Shout out to Brazil, Armenia. We had so many different countries last night on the kick, and it's been crazy, man. And then, man, it's just been a crazy game. Sweden, everybody that pulled up. Let's look.
Tonight, big names in entertainment like Lil Wayne, DJ Marshmello, and Chris Brown facing scrutiny for spending millions in COVID relief money on themselves, according to an in-depth report by Business Insider, which reviewed accounting documents and filings with the Small Business Administration, which administered the loans. NBC News has not seen the documents, but the reporting says the celebs were awarded money from the Shuttered Venue Operators Grant.
It was, talked about as something that would help, the local institution concert venue, the middle class stagehand, the small time performing artist who's, just getting their start.
But in the case of A-list star Lil Wayne, Business Insider reviewed documents showing the rapper received $8.9 million in relief funds, spending $1.3 million on private jets, another $460,000 going to clothes, including Balenciaga and Gucci. After canceling a New Year's Eve show in 2021 due to weather conditions, Business Insider says the rapper apparently partied at a nightclub, but still billed taxpayers nearly $88,000 for the concert that never happened. Chris Brown and his companies receiving $10 million, according to the article, including thousands for his birthday party's LED dance floor, hookah and bottle service, nitrogen ice cream, and
even some burn holes in the rental couches. Certainly not what I think the members of Congress had in mind when they approved this money.
The Business Insider reporting going on to say that an almost $10 million grant to superstar DJ Marshmello's company went straight into his pocket. The musicians, whose tour revenues declined steeply during the pandemic, were likely eligible for the grants, which were awarded based solely on revenue, according to the SBA.
It would not be surprising if this was entirely legal. And it still seems to violate the spirit of what these programs were really targeted at.
DJ Marshmello, Lil Wayne, and Chris Brown did not immediately respond to NBC News' request for comment and did not provide comments to Business Insider. This wasn't the only pandemic-era relief program facing scrutiny, as many became a target for fraud. Experts estimating the Paycheck Protection Program meant to help small businesses keep up with payroll was robbed of at least $80 billion.
I think there's plenty of blame to go around. Certainly the program design left itself susceptible to this poor targeting and also to the fraud.
Some experts say celebrity spending like this, even if it didn't violate any laws, could encourage others to take advantage of these programs.
And when you see people getting this money who didn't really need it, you could see where people kind of use that to internalize and to justify maybe kind of pushing the bounds of applying for these things themselves. So I think there's real cost to high-profile people abusing these programs.
Okay, with that, Valerie Castro joins us now. So, Valerie, the expert in your piece kind of points out nothing illegal was apparently done here, but will those artists have to pay that money back? And why, if you could walk our viewers through, are we finding this out right now?
So keep in mind, these programs were rushed out at a time when people were in desperate need of help. It was the pandemic. Things were changing day by day. Unfortunately, it seems as though some people found those loopholes. It doesn't mean that they did anything illegal, but it may not have been in the spirit of what those programs were designed for. So they probably won't have to pay any of that money back. We're still hearing about it because the government is still getting tips about cases where fraudulent activity was suspected.
All right, Valerie Castro.
Jesus. So they trying to, what I'm trying to figure out is why, if they saying, if the feds are saying, if the investigators and the feds are saying, they might not be doing it illegal, why they bring it up? Look, off the rip, and I'm about to read this article. Off the rip, I'm thinking, I don't want to say Trump, but I'm not got to say Trump because Trump was the one that was running the country. That nigga built you up to break niggas down, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna say everybody, was a lot of people getting off with that bread, but who would have thought it'd be, multi-millionaires? But I mean, we was in pandemic. I don't know. I got a bad feeling. They even make a big deal. And I'm gonna read this article and we're gonna run through it and then we're gonna move on. Hit them likes when y'all come in. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Share the live, hit the likes. You feel me? Let's read this article. This is the initial article that how you call it? The whistleblower. It's by Business Insider. The title is, it came out 2 days ago as well. I was supposed to cover this 2 days ago, but I just be a lot, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of forgot to keep it 100. But hey, we here now, you know what I'm saying? So it says, rich musicians build American taxpayers for luxury hotels, shopping sprees, and million-dollar businesses. So let's read the article. That happened. Damn, did y'all hear anything? It just went muted by itself? All right, well, I'm not about to reread any of that because y'all heard what they said basically, but I'm just gonna read the rest of this. On New Year's Eve 2021, he, who is Lil Wayne, was scheduled to perform at a concert in Coachella, California. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, I don't know how the fuck that happens now. I think it's time for a new mic, man. If I want to support the movement, man, hit the cash app. I think it's time for a new mic because that shit happened last night too. Um, but shortly before his set was scheduled to start, concert type employee announced that the rapper would be unable to perform because of the wind and the flights. The crowd booed. Wind gusts of 20 to 30 miles per hour were reported in Southern California that night. Data from flight radar indicates 4 other private jets flew the exact route Lil Wayne was scheduled to fly. Instead, posts on Instagram suggest he partied that night at a club on Sunset Boulevard with the rapper 2 Chainz. For expenses related to the concert he never performed, Lil Wayne billed taxpayers nearly $88,000. So they even have a breakdown of how exactly he spent the bread, right? He settled a debt owed to his ex-manager Cortez Bryant, which he gave his ex-manager 2.1 million. Commissions to Mac Main, his other manager. He gave Mac Main 1.7 million. Private jets, he spent 1.3 million on private jets. He spent $590,000 on his lawyer. He spent $589,000 on his accountant. Smash them likes when y'all get in here. This is crazy. Um, his clothes, he spent $528,000 on his clothes. This is Lil Wayne. We about to get to Chris Brown and Marshmello next, and then we got to talk about this Druski versus Fresh&Fit, and then we're gonna talk about this TikTok thing that's going on. This ban that's about to happen. It's potentially about to change a lot for a lot of content creators and people that's making money off TikTok. Um, and he also settled a debt with a former accountant. He gave his former accountant 300K. A mystery woman, he gave her 14.9K, and then everything else he spent 1.3 million. Lil Wayne's publicist didn't respond to numerous requests for comment on detailed questions reached by text. Lil Wayne made a sexually explicit overture to a reporter and did not respond to questions. He probably said, suck my, that's what I'm guessing, a sexually explicit overture. I'm not sure what overture means, but I know he made a jet like a, you know what I mean? He probably said, kiss my ass or SMD or something like that, right? The money came from a program called Shuttered Venue Operations Grant, signed into law by Trump in 2020 and championed by lawmakers, including Senator Chuck Schumer. It was established as a lifeline for struggling independent ventures and arts groups during the pandemic. The pop stars used the program as a piggy bank to keep the party going, reporting by Business Insider. It's crazy. And this is Business Insider that blowing the whistle on this. They low key signaling the feds. That's what I'm saying. The star spending took place against a backdrop of massive pandemic relief fraud, the PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program. That's why I said, yo, I'm glad that I did not do. I tried to do that PPP shit once. I had a little something that I can, you know what I'm saying, but it didn't go for me. So I ain't tried again. I tried to do the SBA, it didn't work. So I said, fuck that shit. Which, because I'm not greedy anyway. If the shit ain't working, I took it as a sign. And I'm like, and after a while, I started seeing. So I was like, I'm, good. I can sleep comfortable knowing I ain't got to worry about nobody coming for me. You know what I'm saying? And economic injury disaster loans gave out as much as 200 billion in suspected false claims, losses that combined with false unemployment benefit claims amount to what the FBI has called the largest fraud in history, compared with those better known programs. The Shutter Venue Operations Grant had relatively strict eligibility requirements. Still, accounting firms and money managers soon realized their stadium filling musician clients might be eligible for grant money via their loan out companies, corporate entities used to handle the business of touring. Um, Grants awarded to the clients of one high-powered entertainment business management firm, NKSFB, totaled at least 270 million. By previously reported, NKSFB itself collected more than $7 million by helping its clients obtain these grants. NKSFB's manager partner, Mickey Siegel, didn't respond to requests for comment. The firm's lawyer, Brian Friedman, said NKSFB doesn't comment on his clients' finances, which is, what, you think they're going to say something? Like, grantees received up to $10 million that they could spend on certain quote unquote ordinary and necessary expenses for their entertainment businesses. They had to make a good faith statement to the SBA, to the Small Business Administration, which oversaw the program, that the grant was necessary to support the loan out company's quote unquote ongoing operations, and show that the company's revenue had fallen by at least 25% between one quarter of 2019 and the same quarter of 2020. And in a statement, the SBA said it followed the law, but the law directed the SBA to examine revenue, not assets. Musicians with huge bank accounts and multiple mansions were still eligible for the awards as long as their loan out company's revenue had declined. Thousands of pages of accounting documents reviewed by Business Insider, who wrote this article, revealed for the first time how some wealthy musicians, including Chris Brown and DJ Marshmello and members of Alice in Chains, which is a rock group, spent grants they received through the program. Documents detail records explaining how celebrity musicians spent the grants, as well as correspondence between their accountants. So they spoke with the accountants of these artists. I bet you the accountants ain't about to go to jail for shit. They hear people talking about this shit. They probably knew. Oh yeah, it's kind of like if something happens, and Facebook and Instagram, like say if somebody get killed behind some shit on Facebook and Instagram through a drug deal going bad, it's like the Casanova thing. They gonna turn over them fucking records. If the motherfucking if the feds or somebody say, hey, somebody got killed and we want the inbox, Facebook, Instagram, and whatever else, they gonna turn that shit over without. The only people that don't turn over nothing is Apple. That's the only company that I know of, and but they're not really a social. You know what I'm saying? Salute, Cronin. Shout out to Cronin TV. All right, thousand. Hold on, I'm sorry. The documents include detailed records explaining how celebrity musicians spent their grants, as well as, okay, I said that, right. Okay, here we go. They reveal how artists directed millions in taxpayer funds not toward touring crew members, but instead toward their own bank accounts, luxury purposes, and entertainment expenses, often while sitting on substantial wealth from their other business ventures. So they basically saying they was taking money while making money, if that makes sense to you. Um, One top government accountability expert said some of the spending business insiders identified was questionable, but stopped short of saying it was fraudulent. "Quote unquote, at a minimum, it smells," said David Walker, former Comptroller General of the United States. "Quote unquote, whether it's legal or not, it's up to a lawyer or ultimately to a court, but it sure smells." Smells mean some smell fishy, some don't, ain't right. The SBA said it implemented industry-leading fraud controls, quote unquote. Senator Gary Peters, the chair of the Committee of Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs, said celebrity musicians used the shuttered venue grants was, quote unquote, an abuse of federal resources. There go that federal word again. Business Insider's findings, he added, demonstrate, quote unquote, the need for continued oversight of pandemic relief programs. Um, Pandemic relief was intended to help businesses and workers in need, the senator said, quote unquote, not super wealthy celebrities. Now, we're going to get into this thing. It's titled An $80,000 Birthday Party. Top of the top, man. Y'all smash them likes when y'all get in here too, man. Shout out there in the chat. Um, Lil Wayne wasn't the only one to engage in questionable grant spending. Chris Brown spent his grant on a big paycheck and a big party. Of the $10 million grant Brown's company CBE Torn received, 5.1 million went to Brown personally. He also billed taxpayers nearly $80,000 for his 33rd birthday. Blowout held in a Lux LA event space featured a $3,600 LED dance floor and quote unquote atmosphere models, nude women in body paint who cost $2,100. According to expense reports in a blog post by the party planner, the bill included more than $29,000 for hookahs, bottle service, and quote unquote nitrogen ice cream. I don't know what the fuck that is. Like that don't even sound like that's something that I wanted. Nitrogen ice cream? What the fuck? Like that sounds like some shit that potentially could be laced with fentanyl. I'm just saying. Just saying. Um, and damages involving burn holes and rented couches. While the grant was meant to support live entertainment, Brown also charged $24,000 to the grant for the cost of driving his tour bus from the U.S. to Tulum, Mexico, and back in the fall of 2020 during a month-long stay for him and his entourage in the resort town where he did not perform. He spent several days in Tulum filming a video with Jack Harlow for a joint track, but it's not clear if the rest of the trip was for business or pleasure. More than $179,000, the grant went toward a celebrity basketball tournament broadcast on YouTube, which is, y'all know what tournament that is? What's that tournament? The TBE with all the celebrities. I bet you that's the tournament because that's they show it on fucking YouTube. We have an NLE Chopper. The TCE is like a league. Chris Brown was in that fucking league. 21 Savage was in that league. It was a 2 Chainz was in that league. It was a bunch of people playing. So Chris Brown must have he must have been like went half on that shit or like I didn't know that. I thought that was like I didn't know where that came from. Um, including a $20,000 payment to the Indianapolis Colts tight end Mo Alley Cox, who played on Brown's basketball team. So he paid niggas with the PPP and the SBA money to play for the basketball team. See, hey man, listen, paper trail's a motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm so glad that I did not get involved with that PPP and SBA shit. You know what I'm saying? Because look at this now. Trump gave that shit to motherfuckers, and motherfuckers did finessing. Nigga. But now it's like he built motherfuckers up to break you down. Like, you know what I mean? Because he was the one that okayed that. You feel me? And now he back. He like, because the economy is messed up now. Inflation, off-brand orange juice is $5. Like the great value orange juice, it's $5. That shit used to be $3.49 or $2.40. Like, All right, so this is how Chris Brown spent his money. He gave himself 5.1 million. He paid insurance 1.3 million. His manager got $823,000. And accountants got $556,000. Lawyers got $498,000. His crew payroll was $383,000. The basketball tournament was $179,000. His birthday party was $79,000, and everything else was $1 million. Brown and his Brown, his attorneys and managers did not respond to requests for comment. Representatives for Harlow and Ali Cox also didn't respond. Like they're not going to say nothing. What they going? Business Insider, they messy for making this thing. 'Cause they went and hired but as I said, when people come knocking, them accountants and them people that be signing them checks, like the people, they gonna snitch because they not about to go down for this shit. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna okay it. They're gonna help you finesse the money, but they gonna tell if the people come asking them, hey, anybody, the Feds, Rolling Stone magazine, Business Insider, Forbes, they gonna tell it all. They ain't about to lose their damn what you call it, like their certification to be. You know what I mean? Like if it's them or the client, it's gonna be the client. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Others also paid themselves, taking advantage of an SVOG spending category that Business Insider drew attention to last night, quote unquote, owner compensation. The SBA guidance said artists could use grants paid to their loan out company to pay themselves as long as the check was no bigger than it was in 2019. Now, here we go to Marshmello, the DJ Marshmello, EDM guy. Marshmello, whose real name is Christopher Comstock, received a $9.9 million grant more than a year later when the SBA asked for proof of where it went. His business manager, Steve McCauley of NKSFB, responded by saying all the money went to his business manager snitched on him, bro. When this Business Insider magazine or whoever I guess magazine company or article company they told them that Marshmello, the whole 9.9 went to him. They ain't even say we don't know. Or they see that. Listen, take heed, because motherfuckers will sacrifice you. They'll help you do the dirt, and they will sacrifice you. That's on a low level and on a big level. Look, these are Marshmello's a major artist. Lil Wayne, Chris Brown, these are major artists, bro. Let's go down. Quote unquote, because the beneficiary received 2019 officer draws / salary from 365 Touring International Incorporated in excess of the SVOG grant award, we therefore expensed the entire grant balance to payroll, McCulley wrote in an April 2023 letter seen by Business Insider. In other words, because Comstock, which is Marshmello, made more than 9.9 million from touring in 2019, he was able to award himself the entire grant. In doing so, Comstock paid himself more than any other musician who received grant money. Comstock's publicist and his manager didn't reply to requests for See, the publicist and the manager, they not gonna snitch. Some accountants and them business managers, they don't want no parts of that shit. They don't want they gotta go work. They got other business and other people they can do. They don't gotta just work for you rapping or music. They don't, you know what I'm saying? It's about the money, and they ain't about to sacrifice their shit. They gonna snitch on you. You know what I'm saying? That's the way. That's fucked up. That's the way it goes. Artists often paid themselves far more than they pay anyone else involved in putting on their live shows. Steve Aoki, wow, they even bringing up Steve Aoki. Loan out company DJ Kid Millionaire Touring used $2.4 million in grant money on payroll costs, of which $1.9 million was officer pay. Aoki is the company's only officer. So he's the only officer that works. So he's the only one that gets paid and does the work. Which, I mean, I ain't knocking him, you know what I mean? But you know what that mean? I mean, he'll get all the bread. So Aoki's publicist didn't respond to requests for the comment. 3 of the 4 members of the rock band Shinedown split at least $2.5 million of their $8.3 million grant. On top of those distributions, Shinedown's 4 members paid themselves more than $100,000 each out of the roughly $1.2 million of the grant that was allocated to payroll. The band's 15 touring production workers, meanwhile, received a combined $650,000. So 15 people got way less than a couple people got. You know what I'm saying? Of grant money. Less than a single member of the band got. Publicists for the band didn't respond to requests to comment. Records seen by Business Insider show that a good chunk of the $7.7 million grant. Oh my God, they even talking about Ray Shrimmer. That's crazy. Now, Sway Lee, shout out Sway Lee. That's a cool nigga. I met that nigga too. I met Marshmello before too, and Steve Aoki. So they says $7.7 million to Shrimp Touring, the loan out company or the hip hop duo Ray Shrimmer was paid to the rappers Slim Jimmy and Sway Lee. These niggas is snitching, boy. These Business Insider, sheesh, and the managers, the business accountants and all that, whose real names are Quill Brown and Khalif Brown. The duo's manager, lawyer, and publicist didn't respond for comment. On March 23rd, 2022, records show that the Alice in Chains singer and guitarist Jerry Cantrell took in $1.4 million as an SVOG distribution. The band's drummer Sean Kinney received the same amount, and the bassist Mike Inez booked half the sum, $682,000. In all, $3.4 million of the $4.1 million the grant allowed it for payroll went to 3 musicians at the top. Like other grant applicants, AIC Entertainment, the 3 band members' touring businesses, had to tell the government only that the money was quote unquote necessary. The month before they took their grant payments, the band members recorded about $48 million in income from selling the copyrights on their catalog. They made hundreds of thousands of dollars more from merchandise sales and other profit distributions in 2022. The band spent money to pay its staff. It spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to sound equipment rental firms, videographers, managers. But the curious nature of working in the live entertainment business didn't change for some of his employees. Scott Dasher, I don't even know how to say his name, Dasherodian, guitar tech and tour photographer who had worked with the band for years, received cancer diagnosis. They even bringing up niggas. They trying to somebody made somebody mad to try to out these niggas. This can listen. Say what you want, but the feds will pick this bitch up if they because this is you know what I mean. Got I'm sorry, where we at? Band which records show did not spend grant money on benefits like health insurance, circulated a GoFundMe page. So one of the band members got cancer, and instead of using the money to help pay for his cancer, they just did a GoFundMe. That's what they basically saying. He has no health insurance, quote unquote, and cannot work to pay his bills, quote unquote, the page said. The band's lead singer said on Facebook that Alice in Chains helped out behind the scenes, but a person familiar with the situation said that Dasherin didn't get much, if any, money from the band during the pandemic, and that after his diagnosis, the band contacted Dasherin with a charity that helps with medical bills. Damn. So and then they just yo, this is nasty work. Whoever this business insider people are, and he died shortly thereafter. That got you. Alice in Chains publicist and manager did not respond to requests. Um, yeah, we're not about to read this whole thing. That's enough. They went crazy on this article. So, oh man, this ain't good. This is not good, man. And it's so crazy because it's like y'all niggas, y'all let motherfuckers like I don't want to see this shit happen to nobody. Like, don't try to out people, even if you're just outing them and making them look bad, or even if they trying to blow the whistle to the feds. Y'all, Trump and the government, y'all created these programs. Y'all didn't tighten up how to do these programs. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, it ain't like they went out their way to finesse. Y'all presented this shit. If it was loopholes, it was loopholes. I mean, it was the middle of the pandemic. Nobody thought that we was gonna survive. The Rona was going on. I thought it would be personally. I thought it was the end of the world. I thought it was over with. I was like, damn. So I'm not even gonna be able to be like 30 some, 40 some years old. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna damn, I'm gonna die before I can even get up. You know? And Lord, thank God that we still here. But this is nasty work. This is some of the nastiest of work I've seen. Hmm. Sheesh, man. Yeah, you remember that league, right? It was called like the TCE or some shit, right? Let me see what it was called. Um, enter, let's see, entertainment, entertain, basketball, basketball league. What was the name of it? That was actually a good show. It was like the TCE or the TBG. It had all the big artists. It had football players in there. Hold on, I'm gonna put Chris Brown. What was the name of that shit? Then we're gonna move on to Myron and Fresh and Fit, the TCL, and that was on Revolt TV. Look, Party, Chris Brown right there. Chris Brown versus NLE Chopper. So Chris Brown was, I guess CEO of this or originator of this. Look, Chris Brown versus Tiger. This shit was getting hell of this was the shit, bro. We was look YK Osiris. Chris Brown is on like every thumbnail too, ain't that something? So yeah, I didn't even realize that. I thought it was just look Chris Brown versus G Herbo, 3-point shootout. Chris Brown versus Jason Derulo, season 2. Quavo versus Chris Brown. Sway Lee versus Lil Mosey. You did? That's crazy. Let's move on to so we got a new beef, man. Like I said, y'all know I haven't seen. I just found the content, and so apparently, from what I understand, Druski he did a skit yesterday, right? And I was gonna react to that skit too, but I just didn't get around to it because I was clipping up, and it's only me. I don't got no big team. Y'all help me with reviews and watch the content and share the content, but it's just me. I don't have no team. I do all the clipping, the thumbnails. I'm on camera personality, the promotion. I mean, y'all help me promote because y'all be sharing and shit too. Uh, So I couldn't get to it, but good thing I didn't get to it because now we get to because Fresh and Fit. So let's just check it out. Druski did a skit where he kind of made fun of like all these high value men, and he pretend that he was on the Fresh and Fit show, and then so Myron backfired, and I didn't see the whole skit, and I didn't see none of this. So let's look at this motherfucking shit. Y'all smash some likes, top of the top to everybody. Happy Friday. Let's get at it.
This was me, struggling to keep up with posting.
I should have went to my premium account, y'all. My fault. All right, here we go.
How much are we? 250. 250. That's light.
Just got my nigga right. How's Carl? You straight? You straight?
Yeah.
I got that shit on too.
She got to cook, clean, fuck, shut the fuck up. Exactly.
So this is the part. This is not the real Fresh and Fit. Druski he made this skit look like Fresh and Fit, and even what he's saying. You know how these niggas be on some like alpha male, red pill. She gonna do everything and da 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 type shit. So, but you know, Druski's a comedian. Like, let's look at it.
She got to cook, clean, fuck, shut the fuck up. Exactly. Come on, man. We off that. 50-50. We off that. 50-50. Nothing. Nothing. Hold your head up, King. Your crown is falling. Okay. Talk that talk. Yeah. Talk that talk. Yeah. I hear you. If you snooze, you lose. Could never be.
It's funny. He making fun of all these dudes with Beijing. I don't know if y'all know what that Beijing shit is, but it's like some paint shit for like motherfuckers that's going bald or like that's I don't know grays. Like I don't know. I think it's like just for like going bald or receding.
Be no sucker and fall victim to anything y'all nigga be having going on. Motion is the key. First thing first in the morning, you got to get up and get you some money, and if you ain't.
Yeah, Druski made a video on us, that fat bastard. You know, it's funny because he makes that video talking shit, right? And it's like, bruh, you're too much of a coward to even come on our show because of your sponsors and brands. But you want to sit here and talk shit about us when we're giving people real advice. I mean, if you took our advice, you wouldn't have wifed up hoe-ass Ruby Rose. That's fucking embarrassing. Dude's putting videos out, kissing her and doing vacation, all this other shit. He could sit there and say it was a marketing scheme all day. Bro, that's still, those were your lips on her though, nigga, and that girl's a whore. So that's a L. That's a big fucking L. Over here promoting this big fucking thought. Wifing her up. Even if it's for marketing, it's a L. And you're fat at the end of the day. So, bro, if you're fat, it's an auto L. I don't take nobody that's serious that's fat. How you 300 pounds trying to talk shit about me, bro?
Okay, so it's the thing though. So, all right, let's just say Druski really did wife Ruby because that was peculiar to me too. When I seen Druski and Ruby Rose together, I was like, either this is fake or she using him. And he was booed up with her, right? He was booed up. Let me see. Let me show this. But like, nigga, Myron, could you even bag her? Like, if she's such a hoe, even if she's a hoe or whatever, could you even bag her? Like, could you even bag her? Like, that sounds like some hating shit. I ain't gonna lie. That's Ruby Rose, Druski. There's always niggas like, and you know what? And I really don't. You know, I used to watch Fresh and Fit when they was in their glory, like in the middle of pandemic. Y'all niggas, she probably wouldn't even give y'all niggas the time of day, like real shit. Like, hold on, Ruby Rose and Druski. Where's the come on, where's the one? Hold on, I'm gonna quit dating because they was like, I don't know if I still don't. Do y'all was that real? Does anybody know if that was real or not? Because I don't know. I don't know if it was real. Ruby Rose said it was fake. Drewski went on some show and we'll look at it. He was like, he learned a lesson, or I don't know what the fuck was going on. Look, check it out. Birthday party action.
Thank you for my beautiful baby. I wanted to get her something special, so
It seemed like acting, unless Druski act like that. Shout out to Druski because he put me in that show. Could have been records. Shout out to everybody who's seen me. That was a highlight of my year. I'm gonna do some highlights of my year, a screen highlights of my year too. But he seemed like he acting. That's why I'm like, I didn't know if it was real or not.
I got her a promise ring. So. I tried.
Wait. We have one more gift. A real gift. One more gift. A real gift.
See, it seemed like a skit.
Happy birthday,
See, that seemed like a skit. Like he got her a little promise ring, but somebody bought a better. You know what I mean? That couldn't have been really dating. But even if they was, nigga, y'all niggas, Myron, you couldn't even bag her. I bet you this nigga couldn't bag her, gang. And that's like, come on, my nigga, you can't say that, bro. Where your baddies at? Even if she a hoe, even if she is a hoe, all right. Did you bag that hoe? Are you shaming? Because Druski ain't really maliciously go at y'all niggas. He just was acting like y'all. He was not even particularly y'all. He was acting like some of them alpha male red here like these. You know what I mean? Come on, man. That's some hate shit, bro. Like that tight, bro. Because he did a little. That was he. I could see if he went in on you, really was imitating you and dressed exactly like you. He looked like a completely different person. The only thing close to that was he was talking like how y'all niggas kind of talk, and he had y'all logo. It's some hating shit, bro. Come on, gang. You better than that, man. Are you?
Big fucking thought. Wifing her up. Even if it's for marketing, it's a L. And you're fat at the end of the day. So, bro, if you're fat, it's all.
And then you fat, but like, okay, you can fat shame him or whatever. Okay. All right, if you saying that, how can a fat nigga get this bad hoe? If you saying she's such a hoe and she's an industry thought, you can't, I ain't see you with, like, where your baddies at? This is crazy.
Auto L. I don't take nobody that's serious, that's fat. How you 300 pounds trying to talk shit about me, bro? Talking about enhancers. Bro, if I was president of the United States, I'd have your fat ass in a concentration camp, nigga, where you can concentrate on diet and exercise, you fat fuck. Holy shit, man. Fat niggas sitting here talking shit about me, bro. We'll take y'all niggas serious. You guys are second-class citizens in my society, bro. In my eyes, you niggas are third-class citizens. Fuck.
Why is everyone spot?
Oh my God, man. So, to me, it strikes me as hate. Let me see hold on. Let me see what Druski said about it first. Because didn't that look like a skit? That one right there looked like a skit. Oh, here go another one. They was in the car. I don't want that shit to look. You riding together in Atlanta. It could have been like a skit / real. You know what I'm saying? But let's see what Druski spoke on it, right? Druski spoke on it. Let's see what Druski said. Oh, this is a reaction. But I want to see the raw footage of it real quick. We're gonna go here. Then we're gonna see what Ruby said. And I don't know if it was real or not, but I'm like, nigga, could you even bag it? Could you bag her? Could you bag her? Always the niggas, it's like this. It's like niggas who will talk shit about your jewelry. Oh man, you got them little chains. Nigga, first of all, at least my chains is real and I bought them. But they be niggas with no jewelry or niggas they don't have this shit, they be talking about your shit. Nigga, you won't even, what that nigga Chris Brown said in that song, you gonna hate on us in the club, but you can't even get inside. What the fuck? Nigga, where your bad bitch at? Show me your joint. I ain't talking about these little want to get famous, joints who already famous, who already lit, who can really get any nigga, who, you know what I mean? And it's a million of them, whether they hoes or not. Where your bad bitches at? And you gonna fat shame the nigga? Like, that's like, you couldn't intellectually just break them down. That's what I be saying. Niggas be thinking they're so smart. And like I said, I used to watch Fresh and Fit. I don't watch it no more because I don't know, it kind of got dry to me, put it down, but that's some hating ass shit, my nigga. No cap. You see. Was a replayed part. I think it's probably Wayne.
Stuff in.
How you gonna hate on me? It's like a nigga something. Oh man, you got a business. You got that little business, nigga. You don't even got no motherfucking business. You shouldn't even fix your lips to even say nothing. Man, where your Ruby Rose at? Or where your shit that's better than my shit at?
And, you know, and I'm the CEO of Could Have Been Record. That's why I said I usually don't dibble and dab in music, but yeah.
You sound a lot like another CEO who wasn't really rapping, and then
don't, you know, I tell people all the time, don't believe your timing is always the right time.
I know, I like that.
We have some of the big hitters like, you forget you. That's right. Woo is right.
I just want to find a part.
And just getting into it. Boom. Let's out in London. Hey, they get it.
if you ride around Atlanta getting it, and you think you have a talent, and you think that Druski,
we ain't got the budget for you, man.
On V103. 845, Big Chicken Morning Show, Jazzy McBee, V103. I'm talking about 21.
Good morning.
All right, bet. We gonna pat you down too when you.
Oh, they don't know.
Hard to.
I usually don't.
We don't know.
You always gotta have somebody to vouch for you. You ain't got nobody to vouch for. And that's what it's all about. It wasn't nothing bad that happened. We just, you know, sometimes with situations.
So this is the part when he talk about this had went like mini viral. This is when he was talking about, you know, Big Tigger asking him about the Ruby Rose.
You got vouch for?
You always got to have somebody to vouch for you. You ain't got nobody to vouch for you. You ain't doing good out here. So, yeah.
So, Druski, speaking of being good, are you single?
Yeah, I'm single, man.
What happened to you and Ruby Rose? Y'all went together for literally 2 weeks.
Listen, God blesses you sometimes with situations. It's a learning situation, you know, and that's what it's all about. It wasn't nothing bad that happened. We just, you know.
What was
She's a beautiful girl. She's doing great in life, man. She's making money. I'm doing the same, so, you know.
What was the learning factor in their relationship? What did you learn from it?
I learned that when you got a bad bitch, you can't really. My bad. Oh, I can't.
It's okay. Go ahead. When you got one of those,
we got one off. I can't keep doing them. You see how you get me when I start talking about my ex, man? Come on, don't do that.
I know you're in your feelings.
My bad, y'all.
So when you have a beautiful woman,
when you have a beautiful woman
of that caliber, what happened?
You know, it comes with a lot, and I wasn't really. I don't know if I was prepared yet. But I learned a lot from it. So I think coming out of that, you know, you better have them pockets ready.
Okay, so what is it?
I ain't saying that's what happened.
No, I'm saying, so I want to understand. So was it more financial when you deal with a woman of that caliber?
Yeah, but I think it's all, you just got to be ready because you don't know when you're going to have to be pulling that wallet out.
Oh, like if y'all go to a store, like you need to buy me this 15,000 Birkin.
Yeah, you could be at a dinner and she want all the expensive stuff on that menu.
But didn't you know that before you got into a relationship?
Sometimes, listen.
He just said it was a learning experience.
See, he get it. Tigger done been around the block. Tigger, tell him what it is, man. He know it, man.
To me.
So learning what you know now, would you go after a woman of that stature? Because you might have, you know, your pockets might be a little deep now. You got a Rolex on, you know what I'm saying?
Come on, girl, this basic. This ain't.
This is all.
I ain't went too crazy yet.
I'm just saying.
But yeah, no, I think, I might even spend the block on this. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I might go back and spin the block.
Okay.
Y'all don't even know what spin the block means.
I do.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Take it. That's why I told you, take it no.
Druski's, I guess, is one. All right, before we get out of here, we're going to play 10 seconds.
So let's look at Ruby Rose, her response. I think she said something totally opposite, like, yo, it was fake. That's why I'm like, Let me see. Ruby Rose. Let me see Ruby Rose. Druski. I don't know if it was real or fake, because it looked at fake on it. That's why I said maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe they tried to, I don't know. Let me see if it's any. All right, we're going to go right here. Hold on, let me see. All right, I'm going to click on this. Who is this? Shout out to, y'all go subscribe to, who was that had made a video? Team Stacy. Let's look at Team Stacy. It said Ruby Rose admits that they were fake. I don't know. I feel like he probably like tried to start doing skits with her, and then she tried to, you know what I mean? Which I'm not surprised. What's that song? How that song go that all the girls sing right now? What's the procedure when the bad bitch walk in the room? Like, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. It did. What's the procedure? Spin that check. And that's it. I mean,
Oh man, so Ruby Rose chose today to go ahead and embarrass Druski, dog. It's crazy. It's crazy. Or this may be more a part of the plan. More publicity. You feel me? Once the story dies, let's revive it. I don't know, but let's talk about it. So Ruby Rose posted this a couple days ago, and she ain't like the responses, so that led to her exposing Druski.
Listen to me, y'all know funny shit. Every time I stop dealing with these poo-poo ass niggas and I stop smoking weed, like, I get prettier, I get more money, my belly gets smaller, and like, just life starts getting better. So, this is your sign to cut your poo-poo ass nigga off. Mwah.
So I'm assuming people thought that it had to be Druski. It had to be shots towards Druski. Like, this went viral. This dude saying, shaking my head, Druski was hitting that, and she had to take a step back and see what the fuck she had going on. But Ruby Rose said, okay, it's all done. I'm tired of this shit. We gotta tell the truth around this bitch. So she says, and for the record, I never slept with that man. Nigga paid for PR, not that was. He is funny and nice though. I only give it up if I'm in love. I don't care how much money a nigga got. I'm rich as funk. So that mean you was in love with a nigga? See, I read between the lines. You was in love with someone else, but at the same damn time, you in love with someone else while being paid to be in a PR relationship, kissing another nigga, feeling you all up and shit. What is love to you, Noosh? No.
I don't know, gang. I don't know. You know, that industry shit get a little wacky. And my New York nigga said get a little wacky, that industry shit, right? I will say this though. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the truth. And I wouldn't be surprised if either of them telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like I think Druski's a marketing genius. Look, Druski know what he doing. That nigga put me in it, could have been records. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Druski. He put me on could have been records, and I ain't even know. Put me between academics and Charlemagne and Joe Budden. He must know something. You know, yeah, that nigga IQ coming up. You know what I mean? Shout out Druski. Shout out could have been. You heard me? But let's move on. So it's looking like TikTok is about to officially get banned. Yeah. We don't got long to find out, I think. Let's listen to this real quick. I want to hear y'all opinions on this shit.
Congress is ordering Apple and Google to remove TikTok from their app stores by January 19th. In a letter to the tech giants, lawmakers said they must comply with a soon-to-be enacted law that requires parent company ByteDance to divest the video app or essentially be banned in the United States. That law was signed by President Biden in April 2024 and upheld unanimously by an appeals court. It states marketplaces cannot distribute, maintain, or update TikTok, so it impacts new and existing users. If ByteDance decides to divest, the deal must be approved by the U.S. government. The president can grant a 90-day extension if the company is making progress on a sale. In a letter to TikTok CEO Shou Chew, the lawmakers stated, Congress has acted decisively to defend the national security of the United States and protect TikTok's American users from the Chinese Communist Party. We urge TikTok to immediately execute a qualified divestiture. TikTok is considered a national security threat because parent company ByteDance is based in China, where there's a law requiring companies to assist the government when asked. The Chinese Communist Party could require TikTok to distribute misinformation to its 170 million U.S. users, collect personal data on Americans, or install malicious software on users' cell phones. TikTok argued in court that banning the app violates the First Amendment. The court ruled that the law actually protects free speech from a foreign adversary nation and limits that adversary's ability to gather data on people in the United States. The court rejected all of TikTok's constitutional claims. Anyone who already uses TikTok in the U.S. won't lose access to it January 19th, but they won't be able to update the app anymore, which will eventually make it incompatible with their phone's operating system and unworkable. President-elect Trump says he wants to prevent a TikTok ban, but he hasn't offered any details on how he'd do that.
You know, I have a warm spot in my heart for TikTok.
The law takes effect the day before he's sworn in. I'm Ray Bogan for...
Yeah, man, how y'all feel about that? A lot of because you know this the thing about it. Because China, they saying they could be getting our information. Like I feel like they already got it. We didn't have TikTok for how many years? And TikTok was already it was what it was Musically first. It was an app called Musically. You feel me? I'm on. Yeah, I know. And shout out Pistol Grip. Shit, I've been building my TikTok. I'm about to hit 4,000. Nigga, I had 50 followers on TikTok for like 3 years. And I just now start kind of cracking the code, you know what I'm saying? But this shit is getting wacky. This shit is getting wacky. Let's look at one more. Fox 7. I'm just like, it's too late now. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, like that malicious software shit, that's the problem. You feel me? But they already got our faces. I mean, our face, so many breaches that happen already. You know what I'm saying?
This month, a panel of federal judges on the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit denied an emergency plea to block a law that would ban TikTok. Monday, TikTok turned to the Supreme Court asking for a block on the federal law. The law was created to protect Americans' data and right to free speech. It requires China-based parent company ByteDance to sell TikTok or it will be banned. President Biden signed the bill in April.
It's kind of oppressive, getting rid of a whole app that millions of Americans use, and I don't know, they can say it's for like safety of the country, but I mean, I haven't really seen concrete proof. I would say it's probably older U.S. lawmakers, you know, a lot of younger people that are in charge of making our laws. I've seen them mostly, you know, side with TikTok.
Lawmakers are concerned Chinese authorities could force ByteDance to hand over TikTok data on American users, exposing sensitive information. TikTok account holders say the app is used on a daily basis and provides an income for businesses and influencers. It has nearly 170 million American users.
It gives you a way easier way to like discover businesses like that where you like wouldn't see them in person. It's almost like an online like flea market kind of thing where there's like so many little shops that you get to see.
I feel like it gives you more like real results. You know, Google will get you like a specific correct answer, but you know, you can really see what's going on with the situation on TikTok.
TikTok sued the government over the law in May and denies it could be used by Beijing to spy on or manipulate Americans. Users are grappling with the thought of the app no longer being accessible.
It would be insane if it actually did get banned because I know like my little sister is always on it. She like is pretty. She has a lot of followers and I just like watch videos on it, so it'd be crazy to lose something like that. A lot of influencers have like gone viral from there, and I think it would be really hard right after for like people to find a new source of income.
Amazing.
Oh man, shit. How y'all feel about it, bro? I'm to the point where it's like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm torn because I do feel for people who built their following off TikTok. Lucky for me, I built my following on YouTube, on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? And Facebook. But I'm in the middle of trying to currently build that shit. But I'm just glad that I don't got like millions or hundreds of thousands on there because that shit had me sick. I notice if you're on TikTok and that's your main platform, you better be sending people to to Instagram. You got to send people other places. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna find out what's gonna happen. What's that day? What day is the president? What is that? January the 9th or some shit like that? January 3rd or some shit? We gonna find out January, right before the day before the president is sworn in. Yeah, she's talking about my little sister. Top of the top. Shout out Master Lee. What this dude name is, man? Rich Grinder, Crook Bob name. It's crazy. That's why I'm getting out of that whole little sector. I'm going Hollywood on niggas. Fuck that. I'm gonna let niggas. Y'all, everybody else can fight. I've been in that sector for 3 years now. I don't need no jumper, none of that. I don't need none of that shit no more. I'm really. That's what I'm saying with my platform, y'all. I base. Well, Hagel said what's the word? What's the word I'm fucking looking for? I characterize or I mirror my platform behind World Star Hip Hop, um, Academics, Snoop Dogg, and what else? Yeah, that's all in one type shit. So yeah. Shout out to all them boys that's, coming up on the tube, but that shit, I just feel like I'm outgrowing that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm in hip hop culture. You know what I'm saying? I'm really more hip hop based than just beefing with niggas and, I'm just saying, I'm just only reacting to this type of shit. But I appreciate everybody, man. Y'all, yeah. However, you know that. You know that. You know that. I appreciate everybody pulling up, man, just to do a quick, Friday morning live. Shout out to everybody that put up to the kick. We broke a record, a personal record on I sound from New York. We broke a record. We broke a personal record on kick last night with 3,700 live viewers in our music stream. We'll be doing music later at the same time tonight. We're gonna see if that's the good time for me to do it because that shit was incredible. We went up almost 150 new followers last night. We almost had 400 followers on Kick in one day. You know what I'm talking about? And shout out to everybody that put up to the podcast because we did we did a good record on the podcast. Me and shout out my brother Glass. Y'all go subscribe to Glass. Let me show y'all Glass page. We was doing 300 views, and then last night we did. You can't see it yet, but the podcast so far last night we did 2,000 views. It'll update. It take a little minute to update. But go follow my brother Glass, man. We do a podcast called Unfiltered, and we got clips. He got clips posted up. I got clips on my other channel. I got some clips from the other ones. I be putting my clips on multiple channels. You know what I'm saying? And y'all go follow this Glass TV. Y'all go follow my other channels too, man. IQ Shaheed 2. About to hit 5,000 subs on that one. Wherever the head go right here. We about to hit 5,000 subscribers on this one, all organic. We are monetized over here. You know what I'm talking about? We have, how many subscribers we at? 4,300. Go follow the other page too, the not connoisseur page. We about to be monetized on that, and we had we on the road to like 1,000 subscribers on that. And each of my platforms have all different content. But we got 625 subs on here. We're about to be monetized any day now. Like I said, we got 672 videos as well. You know what I mean? So shout out to everybody. Look, I got all type of different content on here. Music video reactions. Appreciate everybody, all my mods. Shout out Mike, that dude. Shout out Master Lee too. Shout out Faisal, Gangland Tay. Y'all know the business. We gonna grind this shit out from the mud. And listen, let me say this, y'all. If y'all wondering where the fuck is my plaque for my 100,000 for my main channel, this channel, this book, when you're demonetized, just look it up. Y'all can Google it. When your channel's demonetized, you can't get a plaque. You can buy a fake plaque off of fucking eBay for $80, but I'm gonna go to when I go back to Cali here pretty soon. I'm gonna go to the headquarters of YouTube and show them how they falsely demonetized me. And I'm gonna get the real plaque. So that's the only reason. But I'm verified. Y'all know if you get a verification check, my shit legit. Y'all know that shit legit. I wouldn't even. I could have been bought a fake plaque or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But I don't even play the game like that. If it's fake, I don't want it. As long as y'all know it's real. And follow me on the gram too. Everybody follow me on the motherfucking Grinnam. I'm trying to get 100K on the gram this year, y'all. I'm at 24,000.4 followers, all organic. Remember, I had 3,000 followers. I had 2,500 followers for 3 years on this bitch. So I appreciate everybody that's been supporting me. And go follow me on Facebook. I got like 8,000 followers on Facebook too. And all different content everywhere. You know what I'm saying? If you want to follow me on TikTok, I don't know how long we gonna have the motherfucking TikTok. No, Mike, I ain't get it yet. I ain't get it yet. I ain't get it yet. I'm gonna check if I got it though. It's not at the location, right? I appreciate y'all to the max. I will be back later. I'm gonna look forward to me uploading clips from yesterday's podcast and a couple new reactions and I got some YouTube tip tricks for y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all, I got some exclusive for all my creators. I got some exclusive information on how to grow and some shit that I know because I've been doing this shit longer than most. The new era of these niggas, you know what I'm saying? About how to not get all your channels terminated and about how to optimize your videos. I'm gonna drop those today. I've been trying to drop them for 2 days, but like I said, it's just me and it's us. See what I'm saying? So bear with me. I'm trying to get out as much content and do, whatever I can do as humanly possible. And I gotta sleep and take showers and shit. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to everybody on the Twitch, on the Kick. I appreciate y'all to the max. And until later, Snow Gang.